you were saying that the workshop was only open to Black South Africans.
Yeah.
Now, did you run into any issues with the students who were applying?
Lots.
Really?
Yeah, lots of issues. You know, and hindsight's always, you know, great thing. 20/20 vision. I think the first thing is that there was an uneasiness in the fact that we said not white. Okay. So you're colored, you're Indian, Asian, Chinese, black, come. And somehow at all the ad schools there was an awkwardness about why they're being singled out.
Yeah.
And I can sympathize and empathize with the whole situation. I mean, we live in a democratic and a non-racial society, but the point is we have to fix something. So there was definitely a lot of people who didn't enter because they either were peer pressure or they felt awkward about it or they felt it was too much like a handout or whatever.
Right.
I think now that it's happened and everybody can see what it is because they didn't know what it was, you know. So I think we made a video, so next year we'll show it to them. And then they'll go, oh, okay, then they can see whether they want to go or not. The other issue was I used a black team in our agency to do the recruitment poster, and they kind of felt that would be quite cool if we used the lingo, the local lingo, and that we got a backlash on that and maybe.
What do you mean? What was the backlash?
Well, it was kind of like the backlash was, yeah, that's too colored, or what are you trying to say?
Did they think it was a little almost like racist?
Yeah, in a way, I realized that actually anything to do with race is there's a problem.
Yeah.
So actually the point is to be almost say nothing, just the facts, or else you get into trouble. Even though your intent is good, you get into trouble. The other thing that totally threw me was the first proof of the poster, and we sent it to America to get checked. We kind of stated, are you black, colored, or Asian? And in America, the word colored in itself is a hugely offensive word. I didn't realize that. There was almost a riot.
It is a very offensive word.
Yeah, it's a very offensive word, but not in our country because it's not seen as, it's just a race descriptor.
Right.
So that was something I learned very quickly. And I had to warn them when they came here because the one show people who came here, most of them are black.
Yeah.
And I had to say, if you hear a person saying colored, it's not offensive. It's they're indicating a type of race, not it's not offensive word.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess there are all these little.
Could you
lessons.
understand that these things were happening? Did you understand?
Of course I can totally understand. I totally. I'm in advertising. We're empathetic. No, I totally get it, and I'll learn. Next time I'll do it differently, and I'll make new mistakes.
Yeah.
I think the intent is to do something awesome. The intent is to fix our industry, and that's what I did learn. Is that all agencies and clients, everybody is trying to get money from them. Okay, all sorts of things. Save the kids, save this, save that. What I found is an unbelievable willingness to participate in this because agencies paid. Every agency that sponsored that day paid 22,000 Rand to feed those kids. As soon as I spoke about the topic to the industry, Woolworths, Protea Hotels, all these, Digicape, they came in with the computers. As soon as I said we're trying to get more blacks into the industry, absolute 100% commitment. No issues, just yes, we need. And that was amazing. But anywhere out, it's an awkward situation. But at the end of the day, we had an amazing event. Zolisa from Joe Public in Joburg, he came down and he was one of the mentors. And he said, it's a good thing. We're doing good. And that, because then the brothers are going, okay, it's good. And that was a confirmation that it's not just a bunch of white guys trying to put a plaster over something, that we really were helping. And so I think between me and the one club, we definitely committed, and we're going to do it again next year. We're going to do it bigger and better, more kids, open it up. We can't open it up to whites, but we'll open up to maybe kids from Joburg. You know, we'll really get behind the thing. Hopefully I'll get more sponsors, make it more glamorous, more exciting, more judges, more CDs from overseas, so that they really smell and taste what our industry can be and the potential.
Now, has anyone asked you if the ad industry needs to be more representative of the real South Africa, why you can't include maybe some white people, or would you include white South Africans at any point down the line?
Strange enough, we had one white lady, but her job was to write a blog and write about the whole experience. So she was coming in more from an experience point of view rather than what am I learning. Of course, our intent is not to offend anybody or exclude anybody, but here what we're trying to do is specifically fix something in our industry, and somewhere somebody has pain. You see, ad schools are expensive, and they're filled with white kids who have obviously parents who can have the money to spend. So theoretically, they already have a leg up. They already have an advantage. So what we've got to do is just try and make the non-white kids get a bit of Tabasco sauce, so they're kind of on the same footing. We will do other initiatives that will be open to everybody, but this specifically is aimed at trying to get more diversity. And you know, it's called diversity, and kind of in the States different because the black population is a minority. So here to use diversity isn't the right term. Here we should use the word normality, because normal would be, I go into an agency and I see, 15% whites, maybe 10% coloureds or 5% coloureds, and then the rest black. But that's not what you're going to see if you go into a Cape Town agency. So something has to change, and somebody's got to do something, and I guess we were one of the people who put a hand up and did something.